Meghan Sussex, a woman of purpose, launched her As Ever brand in silence, with no royal fanfare, but a vision. This is a woman who has shown that she is not defined by her royal connections, but by her own merits. She chose to step out of the royal limelight and into the world of entrepreneurship, a bold move that speaks volumes about her character. Meghan's decision to launch her own brand, As Ever, was not a spontaneous act. It was a calculated move, a result of careful planning, and a testament to her quiet determination. She did not seek the approval of the palace, nor did she ride on the coattails of her royal connections. Instead, she trusted in her own capabilities, in her own vision, and in her own path. Her actions have shown a sense of purpose that is rarely seen. She has demonstrated that she is not afraid to take risks, to venture into uncharted territories, and to stand up for what she believes in. This is a woman who is not swayed by external pressures, but instead remains committed to her own ideals. Meghan's journey has not been an easy one. She's had to face a barrage of criticism, not just from the tabloids, but also from those who believe that she should have stayed within the confines of the palace. But she has stood her ground, proving that she is more than capable of handling the challenges that come her way. Through her actions, Meghan has proven that she is a force to be reckoned with. She has shown that she is not just a former royal, but a woman of substance, a woman with a vision, and a woman who is not afraid to go after her dreams. No palace backing, no royal noise, just Meghan and her vision. But peace and integrity, it seems, are dangerous words to the Daily Mail. Meghan Sussex has shown that she is the queen of her own castle, a queen who is not afraid to make her own rules, and a queen who is not afraid to stand her ground. The Daily Mail didn't just report on Meghan Sussex. They sent actual reporters to the building listed on her As Ever website. This wasn't a simple act of journalism. It was a calculated attempt to dig up dirt, a desperate scramble to smear a woman who dared to step out of line and build her own empire. They sent their reporters, cameras in tow, to an address, a simple postal address, not in search of a story, not for the pursuit of truth, but rather to churn out sensationalism. They were not there to report, they were there to stalk and spin a narrative. They sought not facts, but fodder for their relentless campaign against Meghan. Now, let's turn the tables. Where are these eager reporters when it comes to the royal family? Where is the investigative journalism, the uncovering of truth when it comes to the palace's own scandals, the backdoor dealings, the cover-ups, the whispers of royal aides behaving questionably, all conveniently ignored? But when it comes to Meghan Sussex, no stone is left unturned. Why? Because she dared to be free, to step away from the royal circus and carve her own path. This is what terrifies them. This is what they can't control. And in their fear, they stoop to the levels of chasing buildings instead of chasing truth. It's a pitiful sight, really. To dispatch staff across the city, to photograph a warehouse and then pretend it's some grand revelation. But you know what this really reveals? It reveals their obsession, their deep-rooted fear of a woman who had the audacity to walk away from the royal life, to stand tall and succeed. They chased buildings, not truth. That's not journalism. That's stalking for clicks. So let them continue their futile attempts. While they're busy staring at walls, Meghan Sussex is inside, building something. Now, let's shift our focus. Where are those same reporters when it comes to royal scandals? The silent scandals of the royals, the ones that are swept under the rug, the skeletons neatly tucked away in the palace closet. The media circus seems to conveniently turn a blind eye to these, don't they? One must wonder, where are the reporters who so doggedly pursued Meghan Sussex? Where is their fervour when it comes to investigating these royal secrets? It seems their magnifying glasses and detective hats are only reserved for one person, and one person alone. The double standards are glaringly apparent. It's as if there's an unspoken rule, a line drawn in the sand that they dare not cross. The palace's questionable behaviour is off limits to scrutiny, while Meghan's every move is dissected and criticised. Why, you ask? The answer lies in the power dynamics. The palace holds the reins, and the tabloids are their obedient puppets, dancing to the tune of their orders. They know where to look, and more importantly, where not to look. The royal scandals, the backdoor deals, the cover-ups, the whispers about royal aides being rewarded after questionable behaviour. These are the stories that should be making the headlines, but instead they are shrouded in silence. It's a game of smoke and mirrors, a distraction from the real issues at hand. The relentless pursuit of Meghan, is merely a diversion, an easy scapegoat to keep the public's attention away from the palace's dirty laundry. But here's the thing, Meghan Sussex is no longer a pawn in their game. She walked away from the royal circus, carving her own path, building her own empire. She is a queen of her own castle, unfettered by royal rules and restrictions. The palace gives the orders and the tabloids obey, but Meghan Sussex, she's free, and her freedom scares them. The thought of a woman who escaped their control, who is succeeding on her own terms, terrifies them. And that, my friends, despite their futile attempts, Meghan Sussex is thriving. She's not just surviving under the constant media scrutiny, but thriving, and there's something incredibly powerful about that. Meghan's As Ever brand, launched with quiet determination and a clear vision, is a testament to her strength and resilience. It's a brand built not on royal endorsement or palace backing, but on passion, purpose, and the courage to chart one's own path. Meghan's journey is a story of unstoppable progress. It's a narrative of a woman who chose to leave behind the grandeur of a royal life, to create something of her own, something real and meaningful. Her progress since launching As Ever is remarkable. Despite the relentless efforts of tabloids to undermine her, Meghan's brand continues to grow, reflecting her unique vision and commitment. This is a woman who didn't just walk away from the royal life, but walked towards a dream. She didn't just leave the palace, but built her own castle, her own empire. And she continues to do so every day, with every product that carries the As Ever name, with every initiative that bears her unique stamp. Meghan's progress is not just a personal success story, it's an inspiration for every person who has dared to dream, to break free from the constraints of expectation and tradition. It's a beacon of hope for every individual who has chosen their own path in the face of adversity. Meghan's journey is a testament to the power of resilience and determination. It's a story of a woman who stood her ground, who refused to be silenced, who chose to rise above the noise and keep moving forward. It's a narrative that proves that progress cannot be stopped by paparazzi or petty tabloid tactics. Her success story isn't theirs to control, it's her own. And as Meghan continues to grow and thrive, she's not just building a brand, but a legacy of strength, resilience, and unstoppable progress. The Daily Mail can try to stop her, but you can't halt progress with paparazzi. It's like trying to stop a river with a sieve. It's futile, laughable even. Their methods, as we've seen, are less about journalism and more about a desperate scramble for attention, for scandal, for anything that can taint the success story of Meghan Sussex. Digging for dirt where there is none, creating mountains out of molehills, can you imagine the energy they expend on this futile endeavour? The Daily Mail seems to mistake noise for news, and in their clamour, they've lost sight of the fact that journalism is about truth, not about creating a narrative to suit one's agenda. They've become the boy who cried wolf, their credibility eroding with every baseless claim they make. But let's look at the other side of this coin. Meghan Sussex, the woman they're so desperately trying to discredit. What's she doing while they're chasing shadows? She's thriving. She's building a brand that stands for integrity, for purpose, for heart. She's not just surviving, she's flourishing. And isn't that the best response to their attempts? To rise above, to continue to succeed in spite of the noise? Meghan Sussex is doing just that. She's not just ignoring the naysayers, she's proving them wrong with every step she takes, every success she achieves. It's a stark contrast, isn't it? On one hand, you have the Daily Mail, scurrying around, chasing after shadows, trying to bring down a woman who's simply trying to live her life, to build something meaningful. On the other hand, you have Meghan Sussex, standing tall, focused on her path, undeterred by the noise. While they send their spies to stare at walls, Meghan Sussex is inside, building something real, and that's a story worth telling.